Good morning, YouTubers. T Square with T Square Talk. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today, kind of want to talk about why the price of silver really don't matter. I wanted to play some music, but I didn't want to get in trouble. I wanted to play that song, "Can't Nobody Hold Me Down." Oh no. Only because we did already see a pop. I don't know how many people saw silver when the markets opened, but it literally opened down a huge amount. It was down to $28 and I think it was like 28.40, 28.40 something. And it was pretty crazy, that free fall. I was like, wow. I was kind of shocked. I almost put an order in, but I said I kind of wanted to wait a day just to see what happens and see if maybe I could get it a little lower. And all of a sudden, it just had that pop. And so now we are back over $30, which really, the drop doesn't really feel that painful the longer it waits. When you really think about $30, what was $30? So let's go back to the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, December, hold on here. I'm looking for the exact date. The 31st of December, we were at 28.87. So think of that, 28.87 at the beginning of the year. Now, it's already over at $30.22. Look at the free fall, how it just free fell, and then already it's starting to pop back. Let's see if we can get a little better of a look at that. See the best way to get that view. There we go. Well, that view doesn't really make it look as dramatic, but you can see the drop, and then all of a sudden we had that bounce. Now, the big question is, what is going on? Why did we have that turnaround? Is the price just too low? I want to talk a little bit about that tonight, as I've talked to a lot of people over the weekend, individuals that some of them are looking to buy. Some of them are telling me, what do you think? How low is it going to go? Some of them have never experienced anything like this before. They hadn't even really understood taking a look at the charts and seeing what happened in 2008, 2020. To me, the lower the price goes, the better opportunity is to buy. And the problem with that is the more people will be buying it, and it's just going to strip out the system because more people are going to want to put in orders. I mean, think about it. There are a lot of people out there that are putting a set amount of money every month into silver or into gold, especially the stacking community, because we recognize that, we're just going to buy regardless. It really doesn't matter the price. And so when you see this drop, literally a lot of these people are just looking at it like, I'm going to get more from my money. That's what it comes down to. And that's exactly how I look at it. I did put in a couple big orders when it was high. It did come down a little bit, but I'm not stressing it in the least. Although I did get a kick out of a lot of the comments. One of the comments, someone's like, I need to go back to school and become a lawyer. That way I can try to go after pump and dumpers. Y'all been pumping silver up for years, and here you are dumping it now. No, we ain't dumping it. In fact, I don't know a single person personally that is selling their precious metals at these prices. So in the comments below, let me know. Are you buying right now or are you selling right now? What are your thoughts on it? Because a lot of people aren't willing to sell. And so we're not dumpers, pumpers and dumpers. We're holding, we're buying, because we recognize this is a heavily undervalued asset. Now, this is not financial advice. It's just my opinion. However, it's also the opinion of a lot of people. Industrial demand for silver has been going up. Anybody that tries to deny that is not being honest with themselves. Oh, I forgot to say, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. I can't thank you enough. And leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. But if you think that, silver is going to go back to what it was years ago, $20, $5, I don't know. I hear the most ridiculous comments sometimes made about silver and gold. That's like saying that a hamburger is going to go back down to a nickel, or gas is going to go back down to a quarter. Although I will say gas is pretty interesting right now because we got the price per barrel of oil down under $60. down over $10 in just the last 2 weeks. So that's definitely pretty exciting. It was actually $72 not too long ago. Here we are now under 60. There's going to be a lot of people that use these commodities that are going to want to buy in and buy more of it right now while they can. Now, obviously, a lot of people are talking right now about, well, if we go into a depression or a recession, we won't need all those building blocks for stuff because we won't be producing anything because nobody will be buying it. To a certain point, that is true, but I'm still convinced there's going to be a lot of businesses out there that are going to still produce stuff, or they are still going to maybe produce on a 40-hour work week. Maybe they're not pumping in overtime, all that. They're going to look for ways to cut cost. That could mean cut employees. That could mean cut production. But at the end of the day, they're still going to produce a certain amount of stuff. And so with that being said, you can expect they're still going to be wanting to buy building blocks for this. Building blocks being maybe steel, wood, cotton, silver, gold, whatever the case may be. And then on top of that, you have to understand that silver and gold are monetary metals. I hear it all the time that silver is not a monetary metal, and I think people just don't really understand silver. Silver is one of them twofers, I'm going to call it. It has a monetary metal aspect, and then it also has a industrial demand aspect. And yes, that does mean that it takes a little bit of a harder hit when demand for industrial demand goes down. But it's still somewhat protected. Now, I know some people right now might still feel like a $4 drop does not feel too protected. And could it go lower? It absolutely could. But I find it funny that these naysayers only come out when it dips. And what did it really dip? We're right back. Well, I can't even say we're back to where we were at the beginning of the year. We're still over where we were for the beginning of the year. In fact, let's hit year to date real quick. So year to date right now, if that's accurate, let's see here. Is that accurate? Oh, I don't know if that is accurate. That's not. Oh, let me hit this and see what happens. Nah, I don't think it's 2 point. I think that's for today. I was trying to see what the percentage was year to date. I mean, but you can tell we're up when you look at the charts. So the fact is, I mean, silver's still looking good. I mean, yeah, we had a heavy beat down, but it is by no means the end of the world. And we're already starting to see it pop up. What's really interesting is the huge amount of volatility. A lot of contracts are moving, and that just kind of pushes even more reason to want to stack silver. Now, here's the thing. Don't think for a minute that I'm telling you to go out there and buy at $30 an ounce. You need to make your own decisions. I always get a kick out of this when people leave comments saying, I did this because of you, or I did that because of you, or I bought silver because of you and now I'm up, I don't know, a bunch of money. Or I bought silver because of you and now I'm down a bunch of money. Ultimately, no one has control over your finances other than you. You have to make the final choice. Everybody's case, everybody's situation is a little bit different. Some of us have extra money to blow. Some of us don't have extra money to blow. Some of us are buying on credit card. Some of us are having a hard time struggling just to make ends meet. Me, ever since I've quit gambling, I haven't gambled once, and I'm proud of myself for that. I haven't gambled once this year yet. Every penny that I was buying lottery tickets with now, I'm pumping into silver. And that's why I have been getting more and more. And I know the store that I buy my lottery tickets at, he's like, dude, you still haven't bought one yet? Nope. And I would buy, books of tickets. And, my best book, we even opened them up here on the channel for a while. We were doing lottery tickets, and there was like 10 of us, and I'd stream it live, scratching them off, and we'd all kick in. Our best book as a team, we lost $3 on a book. And I remember someone telling me, oh, that's awesome, dude. Why are you stopping? I said, if the best we can do is lose $3, it ain't promising. When the worst we do is lose $400, $500, even if it's only $50 because we split it up. All that money now is going to precious metals. And that's why I always like to say, take a little time and look at what you're spending your money on. Take a week and see where all your money goes in a week or a month, and look for ways to cut cost. And if you don't want to invest in silver or gold, hey, that's fine. There's a lot of other investments out there. I was about to say, who knows? Bitcoin getting destroyed still. Bitcoin all the way down to 78,000. It was even lower earlier. We were down to low 77. So obviously we did have a turnaround. It was down over 5,000 points earlier. Definitely not looking good year to date, down 15%. What really I can't wait to see is when the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, S&P, all that stuff opens up tomorrow, what is going to happen? Is there going to be more of a sell-off, or is all of a sudden the market's going to turn and people are going to start buying? Because I'm convinced there's a lot of big money out there that is trying to push stuff down to essentially make this administration look bad. And the last couple days were scary for a lot of people. People's 401ks were just getting drowned out. But what do you think is going to happen tomorrow when the market, or today for you guys, when the market's open? It's going to be interesting to see. Leave comments. Don't, especially if you're a naysayer, don't just diss someone else's prediction. Step out there and make your own prediction. I've noticed that about naysayers. They're so scared to make a prediction because they're going to get proved wrong. And the naysayers really have no skin in the game. They're not investing in precious metals. They're not really for it. They're not really against it. They don't really stand for anything. The only thing they stand on is trying to diss people. And so I find it so funny when I get those comments. But the price really doesn't matter. And it doesn't. Were you going to sell your silver today? You bought today. Was your intentions to sell today, tomorrow, the next day? No. So it really doesn't matter what the price does in the short run. It's all just short-term noise. And so once you realize that, it doesn't matter what it does. In fact, I personally, and I know people have made jokes about this, I want to see it go lower. Why do I want to see silver go lower? Because it's a better buying opportunity. I really wished I had bought earlier. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt when I had seen that 28.75 and then now, or 28.45, whatever we were down to. Here, let's see again. Yeah, 28.45. I wish I had bought at that. I mean, we're already $1.80 over. The premiums already jumped. Premiums at a lot of places now are about $2.50 to $3 because they don't want to give away their silver. A lot of people are slowing down selling it. They're not running a lot of specials. It's going to be exciting to see how the rest of the week plays out. The markets did just open in overseas markets on stocks, on precious metals, on commodities. So we'll see how that plays out too. With that being said, I wanted to get that across, but then I also have a package that I want to open up right here. This was a package that I picked up when everything was down. It's more of those silver proof sets. I paid a little bit higher for them, but now I can actually say each one of those sets are probably down a little bit. I'm actually pulling up the chart right now so I can see how down they are. Let's see, silver coin proof sets. So the average proof set right now running about $40.50. And here's the thing, I ended up paying about $43 each. So in this box, there's going to be some silver half dollars, some silver quarters, some silver dimes. And yeah, I lost, a little bit of money. But on this, something like this, when you're buying it under spot, you're really protected in my opinion, because spot price on silver has to fall quite a bit before it even starts eating away at your principal. So we're going to bust this open right now. I'm going to pull out my same dull, yucky knife. I shouldn't say dull. It's actually a really sharp knife. It's just a weird knife. It's one of them. I'm going to call it what it is. It is a Dollar Tree knife. I like it because it does have the razor blade edge. However, if you cut something and you hit a bone with it or something, you can pretty well say you're done. The knife is done. You've ruined it. I'm looking for how to open this. Hopefully I didn't put a cut in it. One of the things about this that you always have to be careful when you open these packages, it's easy to slice something. When I used to work at a grocery store, I got a lesson the hard way where I was like, shh. And then I open up the box and it's got a chicken bouillon box is like right there. And I just sliced right through the chicken bouillon with one of them razor blade knives. Let's see, I'm curious exactly what I did pay for this. I'm hoping he put the price on it. Some dealers they do, some dealers they don't. Okay, so we got 5 sets. I did pay a little bit higher on these actually then. I ended up paying $40 and $46 a piece. Now, $46, it may sound like a lot, and now where we are at $40.90. Yeah, I'm under a little bit on this. I picked these up from another source, unlike the other ones that I got the other day. Although I am hoping you guys saw all the ones that I got the other day. Right here, I am hoping to build a set actually now, and see if maybe I can get the ones that I'm missing. I wasn't really trying to build a set when I put this in. I was just trying to get some cheap silver. Okay, so there's one more that I needed. I think the 05 I needed. No, 03, 02, 01, 02. Yeah, the 03. I needed the 03, so that's kind of cool. The other ones will just be extras. I may bust them down. I talked with a couple people, and they're like, really? I wouldn't bust them down. But look at what people are paying for junk silver or constitutional silver right now. They're paying a kind of hefty premium on them. I don't know if I have my Sigma in here, though. I do. One of the things I do, I know some people will tell me, why do you Sigma check them? I Sigma check them just because you never really know what you're getting. You have to be mindful. That's pretty sad. So I just opened up my Sigma, and I'm going to show you guys something. I don't care. People joke about me all the time. A leftover piece of bread. I don't like wasting anything. Yeah, I put it in there on Friday just so someone ain't sitting there like, dude, really? You keep bread? Yeah, in case I need a snack. You never know. Let's see here. I'm looking for which one I'm going to use and use that one. I'm going to bust open a couple of these and just take a quick peek at them. Doesn't take much. Like I told you the other day about some scams that are going around where people will replace them. If you know, you know. That's what it is. I don't think these would be a scam, though. And if somebody knows the answer to this, go ahead and tell me. Is there any way to tell the coin itself? Because these all have S's on them. But they make an S that is silver, and they make an S that's not silver. I wish there was a way to know for sure looking at the coin. Okay. First thing I always check, I just check, make sure stuff looks right. And you don't have to check all of them. I do. I just kind of run a guy watched me do it the other day, and he's like, what in the world? You're actually testing those? It doesn't hurt to do an extra test and make sure that what you got is on the up and up. And let me know. If you were buying $1.85 in silver, what would you pay for $1.85? A lot of people right now, I mean, I got to look and see what it is. I'm trying to do a couple things at once. I don't want there to just be quiet. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the right settings. And I know it's kind of bumming that you guys can't really see what's on the screen. It's the way that the light is hitting it. Boom. First thing I do, I go to silver. Once I get silver, then I look for 90% silver. And then I just hit 90% silver 1960 category. And then select sensor. That way my wand lights up. So I'm using my wand and not the other one. And then hit that. And then boom. Yep. And really, if one tests, they'll all probably be good. Yep. I don't think you can't test the dimes, though, because the dimes are too small. I probably shouldn't say that. Someone might try to. But these things, you can look at them and tell really they haven't been tampered with. One thing that I will say, though, to make sure you are mindful of, just check them all real quick. You don't have to test everything, but definitely make sure you got the red labels in there. It's easy for one to get mixed up, and then just to say, oh, my bad, I thought I must have gotten one mixed up and didn't realize it. Some people, though, they don't even open them. I inspect every single thing that I buy online, because even if it ain't online, even if it's directly through a dealer, store, because some of the stuff I do buy, I also buy from small shops. So I might go online, hunt down a coin shop, and then once I've hunted down the coin shop, then I will check out their website, check out their reviews, maybe call them up, say, hey, do you have any specials on this? And a lot of times they might tell me, especially with these. These are infamous for people saying these are overproduced, people don't like them. Did I pay a little higher on these? Yeah, I mean, if you're paying $45 a piece, $46 a piece, it's a little higher, but you're not going to find stuff under spot that often. But they are out there. You have to understand that. So a little bit more. I picked up $1.85 times 5. So let me do some math here real quick. I'm going to switch over real quick. Leave them there. For those of you that are wondering, that was my package opening the other day. These are all the junk ones over here that I'm going to cash in on Monday. I was hoping the price would continue to go down, so Monday I could put in an order probably, or Tuesday night, Monday night, Tuesday morning. Taking a quick look real quick at what this cost me versus what it's actually worth now. $1.85 in silver in each one. So 1.85 times 5. So I got $9.25. The easiest way for me to do that, I think, is going to be 37 quarters. So we're going to switch screens here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Boom. Actually, you know what? I think I had it right there. There we go. Close that. Come up here and make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Silver coins. I'm going to come here. We just said $9.75 in silver coins. 40 coins go into a 10, so 3 less. So I'm going to pull out Washington quarters. I'm going to scroll down to where I can type in how many. Can you do it on here? Maybe you can't do it on this one. Maybe you just have to do the math yourself. Let's see, about 550. We can just do the math ourselves. 549 per silver quarter right now. So if you have the app on your phone, you can just type in 37 quarters. But I got a calculator here anyway. Divide by 0.25. It should be 37 times 550. 5.5 equals, so $203. What'd I say I paid? I paid, and like I said, silver went down a little bit, so this one was a little bit more expensive. I knew that. So I paid $238. Oh, one thing to note though, someone might have already caught this. We need to add to this. I hope you guys can see my calculator. I don't know if you can actually see the calculator. But I was at $203.50 in silver. However, there's also going to be another plus $5.30 for the $5 coins, the 5 pennies, and the 5 nickels. So that brings us up to 208. And then I'm going to minus what I paid, which was $238.50. That included shipping and everything. That puts me down $29 for all of that. I'm convinced that those sets, I'll be able to more than get my money back if I decide to sell them, but I'm probably not selling. Because like I said, I'm trying to accumulate silver. When silver is cheap, it's all the more reason to want to accumulate it. And there are people out there that will like certain quarters. I mean, some people will pay more for a silver quarter. I know I pay more for a proof silver Texas quarter or a proof silver Maine quarter, only because one is the state I'm from, one is the state that I live in, and that my son was born in. So the 2004, I always pick up 2004 stuff for my son. So with that being said, not going to be a long video today, more just opening up the package and kind of talking a little bit about what was going on for the people that kind of might be worried a little bit. Hopefully y'all could see what I was showing y'all. With that being said, gonna wrap up here. Not quite 30 minutes, but a little bit short today. Please be sure to check out our other great videos, and be sure to hit the thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I'm pretty excited to see when the markets open tomorrow what's going to happen. If the markets keep getting beat up, I'm convinced they will try to cut interest rates. They're saying they're probably only going to do 2 this year. A strong possibility they could raise that to 3 or 4 if the economy continues to decline. In a way, the decline in the economy is good, though. I know some people are going to be upset about someone saying that, but the truth of the matter is it will bring down interest rates, most likely. It will make it easier for us to pay our debt in terms of it won't be growing as fast. Pay it off, I guess, is probably the wrong terminology, because the truth of the matter is I'm not convinced they're ever going to pay it off, but it won't be growing as fast if the interest rates come down. So we'll see what happens. I got a couple awesome packages coming in this week that could blow your mind. I'm pretty excited, even though one of the packages is a little heavier on gold, which I wish I didn't go that way, but it is what it is. Right now it's probably for the better because gold did not take a hit. In fact, I haven't even checked gold right now. Yeah, gold ain't even really doing anything today. It's still just right where it was. Yep. So $3,028. Pretty well flat. Whereas silver already up 2.5% today. So we're already taking some of that back. But we got beat up hardcore last week, whereas gold didn't get beat up. So this definitely is going to lower the gold-silver ratio. So we'll see how that plays out. With that being said, going to wrap the video up here. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great night. Bye-bye.